This week, President Trump will head to Britain. It is his second state visit there. He's going to meet with King Charles and Camilla, and he is expected to sign a multi-billion-dollar AI deal. Kevin O'Leary with me this morning. Trump seems to have a special relationship with the Brits. You think?
Yes, it's true. They're quite friendly and obviously affects tariffs. Britain's gone through a lot of issues on tariffs, particularly in ag and ag tech, where they had some pretty punitive tariffs. They've been lowered. I think that deal's still in play, and that's why this meeting's important, just to keep moving forward with a pretty big economy. People forget that Britain is not part of the EU. They left. And so it's a separate deal entirely from what's going on in the EU. So it's an important meeting.
We need friends in Europe, and Britain is emerging as the biggest friend of them all, right?
It's true. Unfortunately, doesn't really sway the other 20 plus countries in the EU, where they're dealing with Ukraine, the war against Russia, all the rest of it. It's a far more complicated situation than ever before. So you can get a deal with Britain, but it leaves you still open to a lot of work to be done across the pond there. And I think part of this whole thing is trying to end this Ukraine situation, which hasn't actually it hasn't worked, basically. They're still blowing each other up, and it's bad.
Yeah, it's not good. By the way, I will be live from London Wednesday and Thursday of this week to cover the state visit. Kevin, Trump posted on Truth Social, in part, a deal was also reached on a certain company that young people in our country very much wanted to save. And Secretary Scott Bessent says this.
We have a framework for a TikTok deal. The two leaders, President Trump and Party Chair Xi, will speak on Friday to complete the deal, but we do have a framework for a deal with TikTok.
A framework, and they complete the deal on the phone on Friday? What do you make of this, Kevin?
Well, there's a lot of speculation. I'll be speculating right now with you as well, Stuart, but here's what we got. They claimed earlier today, a few hours ago, that the Chinese didn't actually understand what was on the table, the proposal to make TikTok, at least the American entity, compliant with the law. And that would have ByteDance drop down to around 20%, and a new American ownership or a syndicate of American owners own the remainder. Now the Chinese were told through that description that maybe they are going to agree to that, but only Xi can decide because he owns the golden share in TikTok and ByteDance, the overall company, and that they will decide that on Friday. But we're certainly a lot closer to a deal than we were just 48 hours ago. But what will happen is Trump will still have to extend, because you're talking about 172 million accounts that have to be transferred over to a new infrastructure. And the code has to be rewritten according to the law. The Supreme Court supported it. It is currently known as spyware, and it has to be corrected. And that'll be rewritten usually using AI now. That's something that's available. But it'll take time. My guess is he'll extend the deal, announce the buying syndicate, and give them time, probably somewhere around 11 to 18 months, to take all those 172 million accounts over onto a new platform that is compliant with the law. It's going to be different, it's going to be complex, and it's going to be competitive. This is a really good asset for media. It's one of the largest advertising platforms on earth.
Got it. Changing gears, Kevin. A lot of companies are firing their workers because they were celebrating Charlie Kirk's death. And Office Depot fired one of their workers who'd refused to print a Charlie Kirk poster. Just watch this, Kevin. Roll it.
We came in for an order earlier to print a poster for a vigil tonight.
Yeah, so
for somebody that passed. It's not
it's propaganda. I'm sorry, we don't put that here.
Alrighty. So, what's your name?
Beryl, I'm print supervisor.
I'm one of the managers.
Yes.
So, unfortunately, we do
so
not
they
print.
say they don't print political
print
propaganda.
No.
So this is somebody that passed away a couple years ago.
That's political propaganda, unfortunately.
So this is for a prayer tonight, for a prayer vigil?
I'm hearing a lot of this, Kevin, as if Charlie Kirk got what he deserved. I think it's appalling. How about you?
You know, the issues like this one, specific to the firing of this employee, most of these entities, public companies particularly, have policy on this. And employees should go back, they rarely do, and look at the policy regarding what you can and can't do when you're dealing with a customer. Very often it's ignored or it's not even reflected in some of the handbooks, but that policy does exist. It's very difficult in any consumer-based business to take on a partisan position and not breach the corporate policy. That's what happened here. Now, you may be to the left, you may be to the right, you may support the messaging that came out of Charlie Kirk, you may not, but that has nothing to do with the policy under which you're employed. And a lot of this is happening all over the place this week.
Yeah.
And, you know, we got to remember, companies that are public have put these policies in place for a reason, because they know their customers are red and blue. That's the nature of the country today, and they want to service all of them on a bipartisan basis. This was not abided by here. The employee got terminated, and I'm not sure there's going to be much they can do about it.
All right. Kevin O'Leary, always a pleasure. Come and see us again real soon. Thank you, Kevin O'Leary. Thank you.